Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome back to the Forex Feast channel. And this is where we empower the retail trader, the average Joe everyday trader, with the knowledge and skills necessary to literally go into the Forex market and feast in profits. Okay, I am your gracious host, Sunday Okigwe, and I'm going to walk you through today a brief GBP-AUD analysis. Now, for those of you who have been following me for some time, you should know by now that GBP-AUD holds a special place in my heart. That is my favorite pair. Okay, and if you've been following the 3K to 100K Forex trading challenge, you know that so far that's all I've been trading. That's the only currency pair I've been trading, and I plan to continue with that pair up until the end of the challenge. I don't care if it takes me 2 months or it takes me 2 years to complete this challenge. I am going to complete it only trading GBP AUD as a currency pair. Okay, now having said that, without further ado, let me go ahead and go into the analysis of this pair. Now, from what you're seeing on the screen right now, you can still see that right here in bold, I still have no trade zone highlighted. Okay, and if you're a newbie, even if you're an expert trader, okay, it doesn't matter. When price is ranging, it's typically counterintuitive to go in and try to trade when you see that price is in a range. Okay, for those of us out there that are kind of talented and experienced, let me not say talented, let me just say experienced. Those of us out there that are experienced, we can trade the market when it's going up, we can trade the market when it's going down, and we can also trade the market when it's going sideways. But particularly when the market is going sideways, you have to be careful, because if you enter at the wrong place in the range, you can be stuck in the market and in for a very, very unpleasant roller coaster ride. Okay, the market is just going to toy with you for hours on end if you don't know what you're doing trading in a sideways market. Okay, a sideways price action, excuse me, can definitely um, it can definitely frustrate and depress a lot of traders that are not ready for that. Okay, and that get in not knowing what they're doing. Okay, now having said that, I took advantage of the sideways price action. Okay, and that's because I anticipated what might happen. Okay, um, when price got to the resistance area right here, when price got to the resistance area right here and started to struggle, I automatically thought of, okay, well, maybe this thing is trying to fall back into the range. Okay, um, initially what I thought was going to happen, because by the way, this right here is a higher high. This is a higher high. So initially what I thought was going to happen was that price was going to get to that higher high. It was going to break and close above and continue upwards, to the moon. Because who knows where it's going to go. I would have to go into the daily chart to look and see where price might possibly go from this point. But it's, pretty much the high. GBP has hit the high for the week, in the middle of the week. Okay. Now, we have entered into Thursday officially. We just closed the Asian session. We're entering into the pre-London session, getting ready to start the London session. And this is where I plan to enter the market. Okay. Like I stated earlier, I am not going to get into this market a moment sooner than the London session unless I see what I am expecting to see. Okay, price action has to set up the way I like before I jump in, and not a moment sooner. Okay, so what I'm expecting, okay, what I'm expecting is what I've always been expecting, which is I'm expecting price to come down either to this support area right here. Okay, I'm expecting price to come down here, or I'm also expecting price to go up to the resistance area and play around this area. Okay, so I'm expecting price to be in this zone here, or to wind up in this zone here, okay? Or else I'm not even going to deal with it, okay? Listen, I'm still coming down from the high of yesterday's profits. Okay, in day two, I was able to collect a total of over $1,000 in profit. I mean, if that's how I end the week, I am completely fine with that. Okay, listen, it's not every day that you double your account in 2 days. That's typically not what I do. I don't double my account every 2 days. I don't want you guys to think that this is just some kind of normal occurrence. Okay, so I don't expect this to continue. So whenever you have a situation where you're able to take advantage of a structure in the market, and things align in your favor, you definitely don't want to push your luck. Okay, so I'm not here trying to chase a trade. Okay, as you can see, like I said in the previous videos, I fully expect that price is going to try to climb to this resistance area right here. That's what I'm expecting price to do. Okay, but just because I feel that price is going to go here, it doesn't mean that I'm going to jump in and jump in for the buy and ride it up here. No, I'm not going to do that. Okay, because it's not part of my trading plan, which brings me to this very important point. Okay, as a trader, you have to have a plan. I don't care if you're trading Forex, if you're trading stocks, if you're trading options, if you're trading futures. I don't care what you're trading. You have to have a plan. Okay, if you don't have a plan, like the common saying goes, you are planning to fail. Okay, that same concept applies when it comes to trading. As a matter of fact, I think it applies even more when it comes to trading. Okay, you have to have a plan. You have to have a plan for entry. You have to have a plan, for exit. Okay, you have to have an execution plan. You have to have an exit plan. Okay, you have to have a contingency plan. If you enter and price goes against you, how do you manage that trade? How do you manage that loss? Where do you pull back? Where do you add on to your position? Okay, those type of things have to be mapped out in your head before you click the mouse and go in with any kind of position, whether it's a long position or short position. You better have that situated. Okay, and what I mean by that, I mean your trading plan. Okay, now having said that, as we go into the pre-London session, you can see what price is doing. Price is doing what I anticipated is going to do. Okay, price is starting to head up. Okay, and I expect this to gradually head up until it gets around here. Now when it gets around here, all my bells and notifications from TradingView and other places are gonna go crazy. Okay, I'm going to be getting text alerts. I'm going to be hearing noises all throughout the house. I mean, I am going to be aware when price gets to this area. The only thing is, whether or not I'm going to be, trying to take advantage of what price does when it gets to that area. Okay, now depending on how late that happens, because hey, the London session, sometimes price can be stagnant in the London session as well. I mean, you might not get a major move until like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. in the morning. And around that time, I'm going to be asleep. So I might miss the move. Okay. But, for analysis purposes and for people who might be awake at that time, that's what you want to look for. You want to look for price to either come up to this area right here. Okay, and when it comes up to this area right here, that does not mean that you go in and place any kind of trade. Okay, you have to wait to see. You have to wait to see. You have to wait for the market to show its hand. You have to wait to see what the market is going to do. Okay, is it going to continue up, break resistance, and close above resistance, and then keep going? Is it going to come down and break support and close below support and then keep going downwards? You have to basically be sure. You have to get that confirmation before you jump into the trade. Okay, you can stand to lose 10 pips or 15 pips while you're trying to be sure. Okay, because trust me, when the move does happen, it's going to be a 40, 50, 60 pip move. Take for instance, for sure, if it breaks the support area. Okay, if it breaks the support area, you're looking at least close to 200 pips. In fact, you know what? Let me go ahead and measure it since we're here. Okay, if it breaks and closes below here and keeps going down, look at that. That's almost 200 pips. That's almost 200 pips right there. Okay, so I mean, that's not, listen, no, don't be in a rush to get into this trade. Okay, just let this trade play out. But I mean, if I'm telling you from my gut what I believe is going to happen, I think this entire week is going to be a consolidation week. It's not the first time it's happened. It's definitely not going to be the last time it's happened. What we're going to have to do the next time is we're going to have to integrate the news into this as well, because those of us that has been following GBP, you know that the news has a part to play with the reason why the market is ranging like this. Okay, but that's not a topic for this video. We'll get to that in later videos when we start incorporating news into the trades. But that is the reason why the market is ranging right now. There are a few things going on with the Fed, okay, and you know the Fed and things that are going on in overseas in Europe are kind of tied in. So there are things that are going on right now that are going to affect the market in a very significant way, and it's going to start happening in the upcoming weeks. Okay, but because of what's been said already and talks that are already ongoing, the market is trying to react. Okay, the market right now is trying to figure out which way it wants to go as a result of those talks, at least the ones that have come out about what the Fed is planning on doing. Okay, that has actually resulted in some indecision. But again, like I mentioned, we're going to get into that in later videos. For the purposes of this analysis, what you want to pay attention to, the key areas you want to pay attention to, and I'm going to mention this again, the key areas you want to pay attention to is this resistance zone right here and this support zone right here. Okay, those are the two places. You don't want to get into this trade a moment sooner. You wait for price to get into this area or this area before you make your move. Okay, it's just plain and simple. All right, okay, now I have beat that horse to death. Okay, I've beat that horse to death, and I'm just gonna leave it there. Listen guys, if you enjoy this content, okay, if you find value in this content, do me a favor. Okay, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, okay, so that anytime I drop this content, you're gonna get the alert and you'll be able to take advantage of the content that I'm dropping. Okay, it helps support the channel, okay, which by extension supports me and allows me to keep doing what I'm doing to serve you. Okay, in the meantime, okay, the next time you hear from me, the next time you hear from me might be in a couple hours in the London session. Depends on what price does. If not, then it's gonna have to be, maybe in the New York session. Okay, but in any case, all right, you guys know I'm not in a rush to get into any kind of trade that I am not certain about. Okay, so if I don't hear from you guys, have a nice weekend, and enjoy killing the markets. Okay, I'll catch you guys later.